Yeah.
Hey,
that was
guys.
awesome. I was trying to read all the names of the movies. I was like, Day of the Dead Monster. All right.
Right.
Okay. I'm Andrew Dalton. Welcome to this week's In Search of Darkness watch party for A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4. We are joined by these two most excellent gentlemen here. Gentlemen, please introduce yourselves.
Paul, go ahead.
My name is Paul, but you can call me Monoxide. And that's Jamie Madrox, but you can call him Jamie. He got the benefit.
Yeah, it's all right. It's just a universal name. That's all. It works out well. We're Twiztid. We're Twiztid. We're absolutely proud to be here and spend our time with you to watch Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4. The four.
So before we start, gentlemen, just to say to everyone, our sync point will be literally as the movie starts, just before the New Wave logo fades in. Can you tell us a little bit about your love for this movie and the Nightmare on Elm Street films? I mean, I know we had a little chat, Paul, before we started.
Go ahead, James.
I want to say, all right, okay. I want to say that our connection to Freddy Krueger, first of all, goes way back. I remember us being kids. We used to hang out in this arcade, and our friend Brian had parents who would always get the new movies, and he told us the story of this guy who kills you in your dreams, and we had to see it, and we went to rent the movie. Let me show my age. We rented the movie that night on VHS. We walked up there, brought it home. None of us slept. None of us slept a wink. We were absolutely mesmerized by the concept, this terrifying Wes Craven. God bless you in heaven. You made one of the most iconic, terrifying characters in the world. And I dare I say it, I love 1, but 3 is where it really kicked up to me. Yeah. And it gave us a chance to be like, we can beat this guy. Me and Paul and Brian, we're in this too with everybody, and we can beat it. You know what I mean? It's like, so we felt that sense of a connection so much to this movie that we watched all of them, 4 or 5, and we just kept going, and we loved it. And I'm still blown away by the merchandising, and yes, we love.
I mean, he was very dapper for a serial killer. He was dapper.
I mean, right. The way that they marketed him was unlike anything else. Like we've never seen anything like that to this day, and it was like
he could have sold Domino's pizza,
really,
with pepperoni slices. You know, like it was. Right. He crossed over into the mainstream, which is very hard to do in the horror genre.
And that's the thing. You can't call him an anti-hero. He's still just not a hero. He's still just a bad guy to the core, to his bitter core. But they marketed him like you're saying, like he could have sold pizza or anything. And I mean, they had dolls and squirt guns and all kinds of craziness.
Pinball games.
I love that. I love how he got that far. And it's like you look at that and you wonder why that treatment hasn't fallen on a lot of other ones. And I think it's maybe because he can talk. The fact that he can engage with you and have dialogue, it's scary. It's not just this shark coming to get me. The shark's like, and when I get you, I'm gonna chew you. You're like, oh my God, he's gonna do it. It's like you're terrified. It's like I think that was the layer that really brought him. You know what I mean? Like to that, here he is, and he is not going away.
Yeah.
Right. And they absolutely learned how to perpetuate a bad dream and give you everything that we've all been through. The marshmallow stairs, that we've all been there.
Running slow and I can't get to you. Everything. Yeah. Like before and almost before there were chat rooms to talk about these things or to research. Like I wonder if they had to do when they take ask everybody the same questions, like a poll or something to try to find out the most common dreams, because they did hit every single one of them to where everybody's like had it, been it, to have that one
right.
Very
relatable.
Yeah. Exactly.
So are we supposed to start the movie already?
Well, I'm just going to count us down, guys. It's all right. No. We're having a love-in. We're having a Freddy love-in because let's get the movie going and we'll discuss how much we love Freddy in a moment. So, okay, on the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, press play. And in comes that new line logo.
Got it.
Said last time, the house that Freddy built.
Yes.
But Freddie's dead. That's what I said. Man, I'm telling you, I don't know if you guys have ever seen it, but it's a comedian from America. His name's Tommy Davidson. He has this stand-up called Illin in Philly, where he has this sketch about Freddy Krueger. And it is absolutely hilarious. You guys should check that out if you've never seen that.
Well, I'm sure Carla will be posting that link to all our community shortly. So we've got quite a few people in our chat welcoming you. We've got, gosh, a lot of people. We've got Mad Matt 42, Phonic, Mr. Furzel, Brainwire, Sharon, Tom Fun. We've got so many people just loving you guys and loving this movie.
Love that.
It was like 5 ruthless names, and then Sharon, and then it was so awesome. Like,
yeah, but Sharon, don't mess with Sharon. Sharon is awesome. She's the most badass.
That's awesome.
Right.
Absolutely.
Of all of them,
hello, everybody.
Hey, hello, everybody. Of all of them, Sharon's the ice cold killer. The bringer of death is a pushover, I promise you.
Got a question from our community here from Resolute Blood. He loves synthwave music, and he's also a huge fan of yours. He says he's from Wyoming, and he has a question for you guys. He's from Wyoming, but what horror movie was the biggest influence in your lyrics?
I would say I'm highly influenced by Michael Myers. I love that beating shark. The less that's said, the more is assumed. Like, I hands down him. I have a tattoo of him from my shoulder to my elbow, and it will stab you in the face. No, he won't. He won't. But yeah, absolutely. The Halloween franchise.
Yeah,
I'm gonna agree. I'll see your Halloween and I'll raise you Evil Dead. It's just as equivalent to who we are. It's in our DNA. It is, and it's probably more Evil Dead 2 than 1, because what we seen 2 before we seen 1, and then we watched 1 and we were like, got nothing on 2. I got everything twice, and it was better the second time. But that movie, yes, that movie was just so important to us, and obviously, yeah, man. So those will be the 2.
Yeah, that's so cool. And we now see the infamous sort of dream. The house, sort of the very soft focus for everything with a dream.
Yes.
Why are little kids always so scary? Like, what is that about? You know what I mean? I'm surprised they even have kids, because kids are so terrifying in movies, and they don't have to do anything but be little kids and put them in scenarios, and you score it the right way, and they're like, ooh.
Oh, I don't know. What about let's ask the audience this. We do like to fire the audience questions that we come up with while we're chatting. So, which is the creepiest child in a horror movie from the 80s you guys have seen? I'll ask the question to you guys first.
Creepiest child, I'm going to have to say, is when Voorhees comes out of the leg and grabs the dude. Oh man, he's got the hair and the face. Horrifying.
Socks and Sandals from Blair Witch 2 or Blair Witch 3. What is it? The kid.
He said the 80s.
80s.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear
That's
the
okay.
80s. I'm sorry, the 80s. Well, then no. And in that case, it's the Grady twins from The Shining. My bad.
Is it?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well,
terrifying.
we've got some answers coming from the chat, and the first one is the one I would go with: reanimated Gage in Pet Sematary.
Okay. I was gonna say Gage, but I wasn't sure if that was 80s or early 90s.
89, I believe.
Yeah,
okay.
Right on the Mm-hmm.
Right, because he looked like a lot of kids that you've seen. For some reason, all the kids were being named that. They all look similar. No integration over here. You go stand over there, creepy.
It was like he had the utmost innocence to him. You know what I mean? And then they made that sharp turn, and you're like, oh, nothing is sacred. It's over. It's all doomed.
Right. Even little kids are evil. We've lost all.
Right.
All is lost.
We are locked in the game. It's bad.
We can see the amazing house here. There's a quite interesting story from Robert Englund when they were making this movie. The house set was inside a large warehouse, I believe in LA, and they were filming quite late into the night. So often they would finish filming because they'd been working all night at like 8 a.m. He would come outside in full Freddy makeup and go to a local taco truck in full Freddy makeup to order breakfast.
Why not?
That's awesome. You gotta love.
And that's why it's stuff like that. That's like he was that character. He embodied it.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Yeah, for sure. He embodied it to the fullest.
Right, he put them tacos in his little glove too. He was like, "Thank you, bitch." So dope, so awesome.
Yeah, that's so good.
What part are you guys seeing now?
We're just seeing sort of the creepy boiler room in the house.
Okay.
Oh,
See, I think I'm slightly ahead of you guys. I just seen Kincaid.
Oh, did you?
You're only a couple seconds ahead. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Okay. I'm gonna.
Kincaid,
You know what? Watch this.
Kincaid is such an awesome character.
Right? Like very rarely do they bring him back, and he was back. That was dope.
Yeah,
absolutely. But is it this? And this, we get a new Alice, right? Because the other one, Alice in 3 was oh man, what is her name?
She was,
huh?
I can't think. I don't know her name.
Her name, but it's a completely new actress, and
it is.
And
Tuesday Night replaced Alice.
Oh,
there
okay.
you go.
There it is.
The new actress Tuesday Night, and the chat will tell me the name because I've forgotten the name of the other actress as well. And I don't know why.
She was also in Stigmata. She played in she was the lead in Stigmata. I can't think of her name.
Yeah.
Arquette.
Patricia Arquette. There we go. Patricia
There
Arquette.
You go. Thank you. Sorry, guys.
No, that was great. Whoever came up with that, cheers. Thank you. Thank you. Cheers. Yeah.
Medium too. Amazing. She was in Medium.
Yeah, she was good. She was a good actor, but I wonder about stuff like that sometimes. I wonder if she was like, I'm over it or whatever, you know? I hope not.
Or he got picked up. Yeah, who knows?
She sold that character. That's what I mean. It was like, yeah.
Our trivia boss Carla has just come up with no one knows why Patricia Arquette didn't return. It's Kirsten, not Alice. It was Kristen, sorry.
Okay. There we go.
And they think it was possibly due to, of all things, pay.
Oh,
interesting. And that you're right.
I mean, she went on. She had a deep. So I can't say she kicked herself in the butt after, but still, that stinks. It happens. What are you gonna do?
Oh, so maybe I have confused with. I think maybe I have it confused with 5. Because in 5, one of them we get a new Alice, but you are absolutely right. It was Kirsten. She was sitting there singing. Yeah, Nancy came in. You were correct.
This is so wonderfully 80s. She's got the little convertible Golf, music playing, driving to school.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Perfect.
This is what everyone imagines the 80s was.
For real. And it just has a sense of realism. It's like you're just pulling up in any single neighborhood wherever, you know?
Yeah.
It could be anywhere.
Right, for real.
Here we go.
That guy's in a ton of stuff too.
Yeah.
This guy.
He's in a bunch of shit still to this day.
What I like about this movie is even in the real world, it's got this kind of almost dreamlike quality to the way it's shot. It looks just
fuzzy.
Yeah, almost. It's soft behind them, isn't it?
Yeah, like you can't really focus on the buckles of the garage or the doorbell. Like you see there's a doorbell there, but it's just like,
Wow.
Oh. Again, another big 80s trope, the escaping from the bedroom.
Yep. Right. And blazers and t-shirts. Blazers and t-shirts. Killing it. He's got a vest letting you know he's 2 times cooler. Hell yeah. Michael J. Fox.
He's ready for court. He's going to court after this.
Sure. Oh, that's cool. Michael J. Fox style. You're just going out to the club looking like that. He's going to school though, letting you know he's cool.
Yeah.
Right. This is such a different world than where we grew up. Like this is just very different. And that's, I think, was even more enamoring to us because it was so different.
Yeah, especially like with me, I grew up in the UK, our school's nothing like this.
Right. No way. Everybody's driving with nice cars.
Right.
Yeah. No one's got their
decent.
Yeah, no one's got their grandparents' car that's falling apart.
Right. Everybody's at least a 7 or an 8 out of 10. Like, no. High school was ugly. High school was ugly.
Absolutely. And this almost has a college vibe to it. That's why it's like, really, they're all high schoolers? That guy's like 32.
Yeah, that's the only...
He's got a shade.
Right. Hey, but it's almost like 21 Jump Street vibes. So it's like I just buy it. Like, you know, it feels good.
Yeah,
I'll have you know, for the 80s, that was sexy hair right there. She had it going on there.
I wonder if it's hers.
Oh man.
I wonder if that's her hair, if it's a wig, because that is huge.
It's big 80s hair.
He's
There
right.
it is.
Absolutely.
Dare I say the word teased?
Well, yes, all teased up with the fullest. Yeah, she looks like she's ready for. Yep. Oh my gosh.
Teased.
Yep.
Man, I can't believe I walk into Blockbuster and get these movies. That shit is so crazy.
For sure.
Yeah.
For those that don't know what Blockbuster, it was a large video chain rental place that you could go to and rent just about anything you wanted. And if you lost it, they charged you 65 times what that video was worth. They got it for $8. You lost it, they need $85. Like, whoa.
Oh, and don't forget rewind penalties.
You could have bought it.
Be kind, rewind.
Yeah.
That was on billboards. Like, it was something to watch out for. Like, you know what I mean? Now it's all human trafficking and opioid addiction. But back in the 80s, it was like, be kind, rewind. Wear your seatbelt. Like, it had to have been a simpler time.
Did you hear about quite recently, a woman went to a courthouse for some reason, for some small matter, and they found out there was actually a warrant out for her arrest because she'd rented a Sabrina the Teenage Witch video in like 2000, and the store had like put charges against her, and they'd been forgotten about.
Stack, and they were like, the interest on this one is all gravy.
Right. What's accrued is $14,000 in late fees. Like,
true.
Whoa.
Right. Like, what? You could have bought the tape for $29.99 at that time. At that time, that was a big deal.
Right.
Because I remember when during Halloween, it'd be like, take home these classics for $9.99. You're like, wow, $9.99 for a video cassette? That's a steal.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Imagine doing 30 days for back video rentals, though. And you got to get out and tell people, yeah, I just got out of the joint, did 30 days. Should have took that tape back.
I got
took it back.
So silly.
Hold on. It's the karate montage. Everybody calm down.
A great cover of Anything, Anything by the original songs by Black Cherry, but it's Drama Rama are covering it here.
Really? Okay. Yeah. I get real Mighty Morphin Power Ranger.
It just makes me want to get up and
they're just heat. Oh man.
Settle down.
But this was an 80s thing. Everyone was into a bit of karate in the garage.
Oh my God.
Absolutely.
I got my nunchucks right in the back. I'll get them out if you guys are ready.
He did. We did something the other day and you almost hit me in the jaw with him. He's got him out.
I got my chucks.
I got my chucks on. No, but I also love. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, guys, did you do the thing as well when you were growing up where your parents sent you to, you did like a few weeks of martial arts or something when you were a kid? You went to a class?
Mine not
breakdancing class. Mine was breakdancing class. That's so real. And I quit. Couldn't do the worm. I was too fat and I couldn't do the worm and I gave up. I was a quitter. I'll never go back. And I didn't.
I played sports.
This has been real moments.
That's what I just played sports. That was it.
Yeah.
Sports, baseball, basketball, whatever it was.
I was the computer geek, but I did judo and I actually stuck with it.
That's awesome.
Show me some kill moves.
I can't. I've not done it for years because it was I studied all my belts up to my first black belt. I passed the first black belt exam when I was 14, but I quit after that because you have to be.
You go.
Well, it's not that. It's I would have worked my way through the black belts, but at the time judo's affiliated with like an organization that recognizes it for the country, and you couldn't be a black belt if you weren't 18. And I was 14. Wow. And the difference between being
man, that's so dope. What a fucking
I thought he was gonna say something. I thought he was gonna say something like I couldn't control the rage. I had all the moves. No. These hands were weapons, and I had to pull back. I was waiting for that. And he's like, "These motherfuckers wouldn't let me do it because I wasn't old enough." I'm like, "What a sham!"
Yeah.
What crap?
I have 6 brothers, and 3 of them are MMA guys, and they're always trying to do weird stuff to me. And I tell them, "Keep your goddamn hands off me, or I will let my dog loose on you."
Yes. What do they call that? Carl McGraw or whatever the fuck it is. That
they'll just fuck you up.
Whatever the fuck, yeah. You know when people are learning that because they're always gimped up. Like, what the fuck are you learning? Like how to kill someone? Clearly, like Jesus, he came back with that chicken wing.
Right?
Yeah, and it's silly. It's crazy. Some wild shit out there, man. Be safe.
Here comes that dog again.
Oh yeah.
Jason.
Yep.
I love pets with real human names.
Yeah. That's always
hilarious.
Really is.
Dougie, get your ass over here. And a cat comes walking out. You're like, whoa, that was awesome.
Right.
Look at Jay just laying there, keeping him safe.
For real.
Oh, that's
he knows. But
you're gone. All right, fam.
I love how like those crop shots and you just pull away and you are like, it didn't look like
no dream.
Yeah, like those directorial cuts are really nice. Real choice cuts. I love that.
Yep. He knew right off the bat when he popped that trunk open. This ain't my dream. This ain't it.
It was game over. Like, God damn.
They had him in a salvage yard with creepy Jason.
I also love how like they implied that they could kind of like the shit that Nancy was putting down in the first one. Like you could be the master of your dreams.
Yeah.
And you would like basically dream yourself to a happy place and that kind of a thing and whatnot. And
dream a little dream.
The fact that they had that and they were actually physically doing that for quite some time is kind of what makes this all the more creepy, because you're like, oh, didn't work. Fucking told you it wasn't gonna work. All you did is bought time. He's coming. You know what I mean?
Yep. Oh, man. You're just stuck in his world now.
Yeah. There it is. The piss flames. It's great.
So
and this was one of the big deals because like it was
Jason, back up.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, remember that the other one reanimating these killers and shit like that. Like, it's that and it clinks back up. It's almost like he melts. Melting in reverse. It's so rad. Yeah. It's crazy.
It is. It's absolutely awesome.
You know, they blew it all on that.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that. Oh,
that's got Hellraiser vibes to it, though. Like, to me, that's like the person who did work there did like it's and those are all real effects. This is not no computer shit. You know, now that's why it should be appreciated all the more. Like, goddamn, like that's amazing.
Like a melting wax figure in reverse.
Yeah, well,
crazy.
Got an interesting story about that actually from another watch party we did a few months ago. We had Julian Glover join us for a science fiction watch party. We were talking about Empire Strikes Back, but he was the bad guy in Last Crusade. He played the main bad guy in Last Crusade, the one who drinks from the wrong chalice at the end.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and absolutely amazing guy to talk to in his 80s, and he explained to us that for the effect at the end where all his hair grows and he starts decaying and falling apart, the special effects guys gave him the bust of his head that they made to make all the prosthetics, and he took it home and his wife hated it, so he had to keep it in the garage. And then about 10 years later, they were clearing the garage out, and she made him take it to the dump, this head, and get rid of it, and he did. And then at a convention, a dealer said, if you had that right now, I'd give you $60,000.
Whoa!
I was gonna say, oh my God, that'd be priceless. Like,
right back to the trash he went.
Right back there. Oh man,
that's great. There he is.
Yeah, there
he is. He's got his little jaunty hat on. That sweater. I like how when he got up, Macy's.
He had, that's another thing Freddie had too. Freddie had swagger. He got up, he shaked it off his hat like a pimp, put it back on like, who needs a slap? You're like, oh shit, he's back. Watch out. Oh damn.
I think that's one of the cool things about Freddie compared to, I mean, I'll give big props to, you know, Michael Myers, Jason, but they're big guys. They look like they could mess you up, but Freddie looks like he's like 5'6", 5'7".
I agree.
Yep.
That's
we talked to Robert Englund, and that dude is just a cool guy.
He is. He's a
cool guy. We just all got caught at craft services one day. We were at a con, and for about 15, 20 minutes, we were just shooting the shit with him, and he was fucking awesome. He wasn't like doing Freddie lines. Like he wasn't like he let it go. He was just Robert. You know what I mean?
Genuinely
appreciatively awesome. Right. He was wondering what we were going to eat over there. He genuinely was wondering because he wasn't sure what he wanted yet. He was like, okay, am I going for the sub slices or for the warm soup? We weren't sure. It was a debate. Not a debacle.
He is a good dude. He is a good dude.
They didn't give you
absolutely.
round meat with square bread, like in Spinal Tap, and then
no. There was no meat. No.
There's no deli tray there. No, but that it was a fine grouping of serial killers, I suppose. It was what, Kane and Sid and Robert in the photo. That was a great time. Yeah, hell yeah.
Yep.
But
we have a con here, me and Jamie, or Jamie and I put on a thing called Astronomicon, and it's like a celebration of pop culture. We get to bring in some really awesome people, and Robert is on our list. Like he is definitely on our list.
Real though. Yeah, hell yeah. I'm trying to make that for a while. But yeah, hell yeah. Great dude though. Hell yeah.
He is. That's interesting. In the first movie, they were drinking Diet Coke throughout.
Yeah.
But she's drinking High C Cola. Was High C Cola ever a thing in America?
High C Cola?
Yeah, the can on her bedside table, the cans on her table say High C Cola.
I've never seen that. High C.
I know High C is a brand, but I don't.
It's a play on. It's probably a mix-up, so that
you
make it up. A crazy make 'em up, so it's unsuable. It's not Spider-Man.
Right.
It's Arachnid Boy.
It's Night Monkey.
Fuck, it all works. It's not the same, but it is.
Yeah, it's like in The Simpsons. The TV's a genuine Boney, and it's a Panasonics.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm telling you, man, they blew it all on that Robert Englund Freddy shot coming back. They were like, we can't afford the Diet Coke on this. Bring in the High C.
No product placements on this one.
Not on this one, guys.
I love this part coming up. This is pretty cool. This was a great idea, a concept, how she's there in the poster and then she's gone. Like that.
Let me paint a picture.
Really cool.
Let me paint the picture. It's me, Jamie, Brian. We're in Jamie's living room with his mom, and this movie comes on. And this part, Jamie Madrox, a young prepubescent Madrox, was losing his shit over this naked lady. And I swear to God, his mouth said, Jesus Christ, you act like you never seen boobs before.
Fuck yes. I knew it. It was mortifying.
It was fucking hilarious, man. He was like 12 years old.
Even more people hearing about it now, it still felt heavier then, because at the time it was like really just like the two coolest people in the world that I know. Yeah, man. It was these memories. These
fucking memories, dude.
I love it.
Forget that shit.
That was a lesson that day to watch horror movies with my pals, not with my mom.
Right. Well, we didn't know. We didn't know that
the obligatory tit shot. It's around. It is. It makes it uncomfortable.
This brought us into the horror world, man. This is what started. Because then after this, remember we went to Shocker. Remember that?
Yeah.
Horace.
Fuck. Yeah. Hell yeah, Horace Pink. Yeah, Horace Pink. Yep.
Crazy, bro. And it stemmed from there into Amityville and just everything.
Yeah, good shit. I think all these movies kept all that shit alive because people seen the success of how well they did and the kind of cult following they had. And I think that's where people were like, well, there needs to be more. There shouldn't just be Freddy and Jason and what about this guy? And I think that's awesome. That's how we get new monsters and shit. Because it took a while to get. Think how long it took to get Freddy. Like we're
still waiting on more.
Like
Freddy could bring a movie out right now and everybody go.
I really think so. I really do. I think it would take some clever campaigning, but I think it can be done because like people still got a funky taste in their mouth from the
2010 movie.
Yeah, the guy, whoever was Rorschach. Yeah, but I thought he could. I really did. I mean, from his take on it,
different.
It was not there. That's the thing, though. People wanted that sweet with their sassy, and he was just like, "Fuck that! I'm just all grit. There's nothing playful about this. I'm gonna fucking kill you." And you were like, it was scary, but I think that's what people liked about Freddy is there is that little dance, that tease.
So just going back to the movie for a sec, guys. This is a death that I do have trouble with in this movie. It's great.
Did you have? Yeah.
It is.
Because Kincaid, you can accept he's bleeding internally for whatever reason, because it's you die in the dream world and then something happens to you in the real world.
Right.
Did he climb in the fill hole for the bed in his sleep?
You know, I think
it's that Freddy magic, bro.
Yeah.
It's that Freddy boil a swimming pool magic.
Yeah.
Do. Or what he does is once you fall asleep, you are at his mercy. He can turn you into anything, put you anywhere. And that's how you woke up. Like, that's horrifying. I'm not sleeping.
I think I don't know. I always took those as like comic book panels. Like in a comic book, that's exactly how it would have been. There would have been this whole, she was on the poster, then she was on the bed, and then his mom comes back. Now he's dead in the bed, and you're like, whoa, it's so mysterious. Freddy's such a G. You know, like what the fuck? But I agree with you in the realm of reality. He should have just been dead on the bed, and would have been creepy. What would have been creepy is if he would have had like the water from drowning. That would have been
creepy.
There's no, we need it churched up a little bit. We want a little more for our money, you know. Him being in the waterbed, you know, someone had that. They were like, and then they pulled back the sheets and he's in the fucking bed. They were like, oh, that's good.
That's it.
Say that one again. You got to tell this corporate exec this, man. This is killer. Yeah, man.
But I think you're right, to have his hat floating in there or something, or him out of the bed full of water would have been great.
I don't know. I think it could have been cool if maybe it had just shown that the bed had split and he drowned in the bed.
Fair. That would have been, hey, I didn't even think about that. That would have been a cool way too.
Drown in your sleep, yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah, that's a great one.
I also
Are we
like
coming up with our own Freddy movie right now.
Yeah.
Is that what's happening?
There's nothing wrong with that too, by the way. But I think I like how we're learning the rules. We're learning the rules because if you see, like, you got to imply what the kids are either afraid of or what their hang up is. And then that's how Freddy always gets you. And that's, I think,
like that.
For real.
Oh, and here we see that Robert isn't afraid to dress up in drag.
No, he's got it.
No, they were like, what? We don't got the budget for a lick. Give me the goddamn suit. I'm doing it.
I think this is why Heath Ledger did the whole Joker thing. I think he's seen how rad it was, how scary it was when he did this. He's like, wait till you see my interpretation. But this, when he hulks up and he rips the back. Oh yeah, who wants it? And then quick cuts. Man. Think about it now, though. If you would have seen that now, you would have seen the whole transformation of him from, you know what I mean? Yeah. But it was that quick cut from that, and it works. I think it's better.
Right, so it adds to that.
So Carla said, apparently the director wanted to make the dreams and deaths to be more visual and over the top due to the lack of script from the writers' strike when this movie was being made.
Did you hear that bus? I heard a bus. Somebody got thrown under it.
That was the writers. No, but I appreciate that outlook. That's probably more true than I would like to admit.
Yeah.
And even if said, that's still kudos to them for making it work, because I think it is those little extra parts that really sell this movie, because you're going to tell about that. You're not going to tell about and then he's in the waterbed. You know, like you're telling that part. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like as corny as it sounds, you're going to say that and they're like, yeah, we knew that. That was great. Right?
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely.
I love that.
And we've got a question for you guys from Mr. Furzel here, which is, did you guys make a cameo have you ever cameoed in horror movies, or would you like to?
We never have, but yeah, we would love to.
We would love to,
absolutely. We're horror fanatics.
We've been offered to be in a couple projects, but it never, like, the time didn't allow it, or we had shit going on or whatever. But like, we love that. We absolutely do.
Well, let's start a campaign right now, guys. If they make another Elm Street movie, you guys can be the two victims killed at the start.
Love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes to break into it, man.
Yeah.
Yep. Hell yeah. I love that. That's good stuff. But yeah, no, just the absolute the idea of, I love how the horror movie vibes go too. Like, people just they latch onto a franchise, and it's like you kind of can tell what other kind of stuff they're gonna dig to. Like when we go to all of the like Days of the Dead and Rock and Shock was a place that we used to go a lot. You know, and just seeing like the horror community there and stuff that's like what we thought was unsung to us, like Funhouse or, you know, The Changeling and all these like really what we feel are slept out movies that are like so important to Paul and I, and we'll see merchandise for them and we're like, there's others out there like us. They know about, you know what I mean? It's just, it's cool like that. I love that because there are people out there who enjoy these movies, and it's like, it is a kind of, you either know or you don't know. Or you have a cool friend that'll put you up on it if you're willing to listen. You know, like we're watching Reanimator tonight, and you're like, oh God, here we go. Will there be like
I said,
yeah, we've interviewed Jeffrey Coombs from Reanimator last year. Oh, he's the coolest guy. Just such a cool guy.
Real.
Yeah.
Really would you say? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
That's all right.
But yeah, that's crazy.
There it is, my future house.
Oh, geez. I also love when she made that one out of popsicle sticks. That montage opening up part 3. When you see it referenced later on, they never made that. NECA, if you're watching this, we all need that 1/16 scale house with the popsicle sticks on the window. It's killer. It's terrifying. Have a little night light on inside of it. But you can turn it on, but it turns on when it wants to, and that's why it's creepy.
or make into some kind of a cuckoo clock where randomly Freddy comes out in the night.
Exactly. But you can't set it. It just has some random craziness to it. You buy in knowing all of these things. There's no mystery. But yeah, that's the product we all want. At least
there's actually a British thing we used to have over here. They were really popular, called Teasmaids. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. It's like an automatic. It's like an alarm clock, and it would make you a cup of tea automatically in the morning.
Oh, well,
famously, nice. So you'd set an alarm, and then you'd wake up, and there'd be a fresh cup of tea for you. There was a British company made some, and they had faulty timers. It was quite famous about 2000, and these people were being woken up at random times in the night with a light and a buzzer going off and a fresh cup of tea by their bed. They had no control over what time it was doing.
Wow, that's hilarious. I blame it on Freddy.
I love that. That's so good. You will accept it and you will enjoy it, or else.
Yep.
Like, all right.
Me and Jamie came over to Europe. We were in the UK. We were in London. It was the hottest it was in 30 years when we were there.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was crazy.
It was a while ago. But yeah, I thought
25 years.
If I'm not mistaken, I thought London was the place that was the most awesome for us, or that we enjoyed ourselves the most as far as for the crowd.
Well, Amsterdam, but yes.
You would say, yeah, well, no, I mean, yeah, Amsterdam, because, you know, obvious reasons. But like just
the waterways and the canals in Amsterdam.
Yeah, exactly.
And,
all the sites in the sea.
The public urinals. Well, yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. But
now it's like that place only existed in mystical places. We used to read about it in High Times, which was a magazine here that was all about marijuana that we would never be able to get, so we thought. And then we went over there and wow, that was scarring. Like, never forget that.
But yeah, it's a warm day in the UK today. It's about 20 degrees Celsius, which is probably not that warm, but
I was going to say that doesn't sound warm at all.
All right, let's translate that into American for you guys. Hang on.
32.
68.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's not so bad. No, that's actually kind of
nice.
That's nice weather. Really.
Yeah.
Love those kind of days when it's not so.
It's almost 90 here.
Yeah. It gets nice. It gets real when the back of your knees are sweating. It's sticky. Too much.
Well,
when we were
that's the funny thing for me. I quite like going to Florida. I take the family, Disney World, the whole thing, and it's very funny. It's very funny when I go because you can tell the local Florida natives and the British people who are there. You'll see the British tourists walking around in a vest and shorts, and then you'll see the Florida natives and they've got scarves and jackets and jumpers on.
Yeah, hell yeah, those are. Gotta love that. I would be amongst you guys. I would have the shorts and all that on because I wouldn't know how to act. I'm like, this is great. We just came from shoveling snow. Killer. There's a sun out. Look at that, Paul.
I remember when I was in Amsterdam, it was like I wanted to go to a cafe, wanted to go see what it was all about. So hopped in a cab. I said, take me to the best weed cafe you got. He took me to this place. And there were two guys standing outside, two really big dudes. And they were like, no, you can't come in because of how you're dressed. I was dressed in a pair of shorts, a t-shirt, had a hat on, and tennis shoes. And I explained, I was like, okay, I understand that. But look, I'm from America. I got into a cab and I said, bring me to the best weed bar that is here. And he brought me here. And if you want to turn me away because of how I'm dressed, that's fine. But I just want to tell you how I got here. And let me in. I'm like, oh, okay.
That's
so
awesome.
Come in, and it looks like a bar. There's the part over here with the waitress behind the bar, and there's people sitting all at tables and whatnot all over the place. And they're like, oh, have a seat. So I sit at this table, and there's a glass there, and it has papers and all this weird stuff that we only use paper. So seeing these weird pieces of cardboard and all that stuff was just blown away. And I'm sitting there and I look at the menu on the wall by the bartender and I'm waiting. I'm thinking a waitress is going to come over. Looking around, and all of a sudden I see a line going upstairs into a door. And I'm like, oh, there it is. So I get in this line, standing there, and probably like 25 minutes goes by, and I finally get to it's about to be my time to go in. And I go in, and it's the goddamn bathroom. Stop. It was the loo. Yeah, it was the public restroom. So I was like, okay, that ain't it. And that was the best story in the world. I go to the bar and I just asked the waitress, the bartender lady, and she tells me how to do it. And to this day, that is the best weed I've ever smoked in my life, was in Amsterdam. Oh God, that shit was good. But yeah, insane. Wasted the first 40 minutes of it dilly-dallying around and ended up in a bathroom.
That's great. Gotta love that. I love that. Holy shit.
So I've got a question actually from Aaron, one of our community members here, for you guys, which is Grave Diggers or Dr. Octagon?
Grave Diggers, that's our people.
Yeah, I'd have to pick Grave Diggers. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. Dr. Octagon, cool though. Much love, much love.
Hey, Dr. Octagon, cool, Keith.
Yeah, I believe so.
Am I wrong?
About that, if I'm not mistaken, I think you're right.
Clara, is Dr. Octagon cool Keith? Because I know Cool Keith had an ulterior. He had another thing.
Yes, yes. Apparently, according to Aaron, yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay.
Shout out Cool Keith.
I loved Cool Keith. He was dope as shit.
Absolutely.
Cool Keith was dope. Yeah, but never met him. Never got to talk to him. Never got to break bread with him as we did with the Grave Diggers. So
for sure, absolutely.
We'll do that. Both great music though.
So here we are in the movie. We've got a great moment now. We've seen Kristen start to use her power. So, because of course she's the last of the Dream Warriors.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. Bringing them back in.
Yeah, her power to bring people in. But I think Alice has a power as well, because Alice has like I think the nearest thing I compare it is almost like Rogue in X-Men, because she can absorb other people's abilities.
That's a good. Wow.
That's the best ability.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Leave her alone, you son of a bitch.
Oh, yeah, right. And then she just jumps right through him or something. Or no, he power plexes that bitch.
Right into the fire.
Like, oh, God damn it, Freddy. And still just.
We got zapped.
And why? Like, it's these dramatic things, these like fucking look at this. And you're just like, why? Because I need you to be terrified right now. If that display wasn't enough, wow. There you go.
She's now got
the thing I thought.
I can say she's now got Kristen's power, so she can now summon people in.
Oh, there it is. Burned up all, did you?
Yeah.
Burn all out, did you?
Also, there's the weird symbolism in there too. Like she didn't want to look at herself. She would look at her friends, but when she finds a little bit of her friends in herself, she's okay with looking at herself again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you are the strength of the people you surround yourself with, in this case, past tense or present, whatever, but
yeah,
it's still cool. That's great. Like those undertones too. That's very 80s. Having an underlying theme, gotta get back.
I think a lot of movies try to do that. They try to give you some kind of symbolism, you know, and if you catch it, you do. If not, it doesn't really hinder the movie, but it's just an added layer, you know, for the viewer.
Yeah, for real though. I love that. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
I wonder out of everybody, who regrets their hair the most? Like, there is some really kick-ass hair in this.
Oh, we just saw Nancy's grave behind Kristen's there.
Wow. Damn, I did not.
HD is a great thing.
Yeah, that's insane. Holy shit. And then
a happy Father's Day from a Michaels Winiger.
I know, I seen that too. Happy Father's Day there.
That's awesome.
Watch. Heck yeah. Very cool. I think it's going to be him. He's got that he gives 21 Jump Street vibes.
He does.
He does. I don't trust people without sleeves.
They were looking for this guy, this kid that they casted in the other one. What's his name? Depp? I don't know. Find me someone who looks like that quick.
I'm warning you.
And then watch. It's morphin' time. It's over.
Yeah.
It's over. And he stole that role. He stole that role. The caster was like, yeah, it's him.
I used to like playing croquet.
Did you really?
Okay.
I don't know. Something weird about it. It was like white trash yard pool. And I used to love it, just swacking balls with those clubs.
I love it. That's so fucking good.
Well, I'm the British guy and I've never played it.
You've never played?
Really?
No.
It's fun. I like it. I just like competition. I like anything where you can be better than somebody. And it counts for something. Like money, children, maybe a pink slip to a car. No. Your social security number.
Holy shit. He got it. He got it.
Oh, Carla makes a good point. Rick is a poor man's Christian Slater from Heathers.
I got you. I could feel that.
Yeah. Or he's I'd say he's Johnny Depp when you order him from Wish.
Okay.
Yes. I think there's a vibe where it's like the casting in it. I think everybody have their own, but they all have that weird look. Like you're not sure if you're watching a movie or if it's an episode of like, you know,
soap opera.
Charmed or something, Angel, what have you, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It has that vibe too.
And this is the thing as well, we just saw a second ago where I knew a few people who did it, but not many, where it was quite a rare thing for people to have VHS cameras to record their friends.
Yes.
I mean,
you had to have a shitload of money to have that camera.
Yeah, I mean, everyone now just picks their cell phone up and records everything these days.
For sure.
Right.
Absolutely.
Let's bring it back. We're bringing hi-fi back. No, let's go lo-fi.
Actually, I've got a question for you guys about as musicians, about your gigs. And this is something I've always personally wondered about. Would you rather see an audience really enjoying the performance, dancing and really getting into it, or a sea of iPads and phones?
Okay. That wasn't the question. The question was, would I rather? I would rather you take that iPhone and shove it up your keister and enjoy the moment. You know what I mean? I don't want you to share it with anybody that didn't take time out of their day to maybe get a babysitter, took time off of work, and somehow you get to get that same enjoyment by somebody showing it to you on the phone. No, and I feed off the crowd. So if they're not into it, I'm kind of looking at them like, okay, this is different. Feel like Garth Algar from Wayne's World.
I wondered if you were referring to how it is on wrestling, because on wrestling they still, well, I don't know if they still have it, but for a while during COVID they had like
they still do.
Okay, so that's what is that what you're referring to? Is
no. I mean literally the people are concentrating on being a cameraman rather than an audience member.
No, I get it. I hear you. So yeah, then definitely what Paul said for sure. I was gonna say as if you were saying that over that. I'm like, I don't know. I think that other one is creepier, and I don't know why I'm intrigued by it. Maybe because we've been saying that. Paul and I have been saying that for a while. It's like you're gonna get to that day where you're gonna buy like a digital ticket, and you're gonna be like a robot in a stadium somewhere, and you'll always be able to just, you know, when a game's going,
be wherever.
Kind of very Twilight Zone, but that's why I like it.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of tact with a cell phone at a concert that a lot of people don't understand. and it's leaving their flash on. Like, oh my God, that is it's rude. That's what it is.
Yeah. Well, one of the worst things I have a problem with is if I'm ever at a concert or something and someone's got their phone out, because I wear glasses. If they've got their phone brightness turned up really bright, I get reflections in my glasses, which cause a problem trying to see off the stage.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It takes away from the experience.
Yeah.
Absolutely. For sure.
May you be fed into the mosh pit.
Yeah. And the worst ones are the ones with iPads. Oh, they hold this giant thing up like that.
Guy.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's 6'4".
I love that.
Right in front of you.
Yeah.
Oh, it's me. Just tap me. I'll put it down. It's me. I love that too. I love how in that scene when he went to cut the apple, like you were like, holy fuck, they're real blades. I love that.
Something about when his fingers touch her lips is like the because you don't know where that finger's been.
Right.
I love as well the fact the blades, when you see them close up, look so janky. Because you know he made it himself in his cellar.
Yeah. Oh, that was just crazy too.
I wish he would hit her with the bitch, but I think he didn't because she's a kid. Like a young, you know. Well,
no, he was calling those other chicks bitches too, but I think he played her on her asthma. He's like, what a soft face. He just went in, which is creepy too. I mean, you know, and then damn, just like that, bam, like a shotgun blast.
Yeah. And Alice has gained another power.
Yep. So cool. Very, very different, cool part of the story.
Yeah, right.
Like how she goes about getting the power.
What kind of fucking high schools are these? The kids keep showing up. Like the one in Scream, like, I'm not going to school. He's still killing people that go here.
Right. You hear they gutted that girl. I am not going back to chem. Like, it's not
that's the reality. You got to take that out because 80% of them parents after the second one, they're like, nope. Nah,
You're good. You're just gonna take the zero.
School.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah,
we're celebrating it, like rubbing it into people's faces. Like, it was ruthless.
We've said on these watch parties for certain tropes about horror movies, especially like the haunted house thing, where someone's in a house and you hear the voice go, "Get out!" And you're like, okay, bye.
Right.
Like end of movie, over quick.
That's peculiar.
Yeah, right. I love that. I enjoy watching some of these ghost hunter YouTube things from time to time. And I think what's crazy about it is some of them are like how Paul and I would be, where we would say, or at least we would say, like you hear the noise, everybody's always running from it. Like the ones that run at it are terrifying to me. They're like just going at it. Or it's like
the modern adaptation of how to get around that was, the first time I saw, I'm sure it probably happened before that, was Paranormal Activity, where the dude told her, it don't matter where you go. It's not haunting the house. It's after you. So you can go anywhere. So I like that. And I think in more movies, it should be addressed like that. Because most people are like, I'll just leave the house. Well, if it don't matter that you leave the house, now what are you going to do?
For real.
Yeah, take away that option.
Yeah, for real though. That's terrifying. Yeah, hell yeah. That's insane.
Do you guys game at all? Video game at all?
I do. I don't get to do it as much because the list of things that I have to do is just so long before I get there.
I'm going to say, are you console, PC, or?
I'm console, my son's PC.
It's a great PC
I've been
game.
If you like 2 years. No.
There's a great game on the PC you might enjoy, actually, called Phasmophobia, if you like the haunted house kind of things. And I
love that shit.
It's ghost hunting in a haunted house with a TV view, and you can play it in VR.
That's cool.
I love the Left 4 Dead franchise. That series was awesome, really good. But I never made my way to PC gaming. I'm an Xbox guy.
Yeah.
It's something about the clunkiness of the controller. That's it. Yeah. That's it. The way that controller fits in my hand, it fits better than a PlayStation than anything else.
That's cool.
Weird.
It's a cool game because there's a team of you were walking through a haunted house and basically nothing's happening. And then you have to kind of track the ghost down, but then the ghost goes nuts and it starts hunting you.
Okay.
randomly, and all hell starts breaking loose. It's like stuff starts flying around, and doors will get locked in front of you, and you'll talk to it through like a spirit box and a Ouija board. And you'll like turn around and it's written on the mirror. And
what's this called?
Phasmophobia.
Phasmophobia. Phasmophobia. If I put it in a song form, I'll remember it.
Yeah, for real though. Hey,
Weird.
Oh my God. So cool.
So we've got a question from Aaron again in our community. Have you ever sampled any 80s horror films on in your music?
On the new music, no. On old music, yes. We used to do that. That was part of the vibe. Like we wanted to be that like horror movie on wax or whatever. And some people call it horrorcore, wicked shit, whatever. But like the vibe or the scene. But that was our big deal. And it was almost
Jamie
fun.
was the master of that shit though, man. I remember he just had cassette tapes queued up. Like this is from Evil Dead 14. This is from Basket Case. And it would just be these insane samples, bro. I remember that vividly.
Collecting them like NFTs or something before their time. You know what I mean? Like collecting audio, but just the most insane shit from movies where you're like, that's insane. Someone's going to use that as a sample. And it's just, you know, like it was great. I think that was part of the fun. And then when we would have songs, you know, we would be like, oh, I got a sample that's perfect for that. And you're like looking through like all the cassette tapes. It's this one. Like I said, cassette tapes too. So yeah, but fun, very fun, very, very part of the root.
We used to watch horror movies just for that, to look for parts that we could take out of it. And it wouldn't be, I guess, quote unquote, the more mainstream horrors. It would be ones that if you were a horror fanatic like us, you caught it. You caught it. You know what it is. We
would legit try to be uber obscure on purpose. You know what I mean? And go for the most random shit, and you'd still get people be like, you know,
was that Gummo? Like, you saw Gummo?
No, but yeah,
so in the movie, the projector just says about souls being free. The bottom line says about the dream master, and the middle line says about the skilled dreamers control what they dream, and that was before she fell asleep. So it's kind of.
Damn.
I heard something in a. It's the first time I've ever heard this in a horror anything, and she said, if you can read text. Or if you can read words in your dream, you're dead.
Wow.
If you look in your dream, you can't read anything. Whatever you're looking at doesn't make sense. It's an assumption that you may have read it, but you do not really read. And I was like, oh man, that is fucking horrifying.
That is horrifying.
I've never heard that before. And I just heard that in something.
That's
like,
crazy.
Oh man, that's weird. Yeah. And I have this reoccurring dream, swear to God, where I keep driving to this house. It's from a campground, right? We're all at a campground, and I have to go pick somebody up. I have no clue where this neighborhood is, but I know when to turn right, when to turn left. There's street signs that I know what they say, but I also know that I look at them and there's nothing there. It's bizarre.
That's crazy.
Okay, so I'm going to give a question to you guys, and I'm going to give a question to our chat as well. Another one of my questions. So if you were to be in charge, if I wave a magic wand and you guys are in charge of Nightmare on Elm Street and the movie franchise, you've got to bring Freddy back. How do you bring him back?
Okay, do we want to make money or do we want to make a great movie?
You want to make the movie you want to see.
Okay, the movie I want to see?
Yeah.
Give me the glove. Give me the glove. I want the hat. I want the sweater. I want the slacks. I want me. I'm your Freddy.
Jesus Christ! Hey, but I ain't mad at you though. That's
I'm your Freddy.
It might take that. It might take that. But I think what I think it would be, or what I think people would entertain, is some sort of a technological Freddy. Like there's way like you mix the ideals of Freddy, like you get up again, this is all hypothetical. We just got the okay from New Line, whatever. And like there's some sort of mythos to Freddy Krueger. You know what I mean? And these kids research it and they unlock this ideal that this nightmare man who maybe doesn't have such a cutout background, like you re-envision it, it's a recalibration, what have you, and you bring it back to where like they bring him about, and then he gets through them through their devices. They go to turn on their whatever, and he's in the, like, I think that would be kind of not necessarily the movie that I want to see, but I would want to see that, but not the only movie I would want to see. I just think that fun take on him, and I think that's how I would be able to bring him back in today. Now,
I think you can always, because he was after a fan, he was after a certain people. You know what I mean? Like he was in, and you could just chase the bloodline forever if you wanted.
For sure.
It's their great grandkids.
Going on something lots of parents have today. How about he can get them through an online white noise machine for children?
See what I mean? You're getting into that vibe. Like you can kind of mix in that ghost hunter thing, or you can take that route too. Like an aspiring team go to find the legend of Krueger, and it's this guy. How we know Ed Gein, they research Fred Krueger, and they go and they look into and trying to debunk maybe he wasn't this bad person, or maybe he was, and they stir it up, and then holy shit, here we go. I like at the end of the movies, the idea, at least the way I took away is that he wanted to make every neighborhood have an Elm Street. Like he wasn't he ate his circle like the It clown. He wanted more people. He wanted more kids, more all, or whatever. How have you? It started off.
Would let him in.
Yeah, well, it started off like it was like that was his revenge on the parents of those, but it seemed like we go movie to movie, it's just more like all of their souls will be mine. Like he just got too intoxicated on his drug or something. Like he was just in, you know what I mean? Like
you see, he opened his shirt, it was full of little people.
I'm right. We don't the Elm Street kids. These are the grandkids of the grandkids of the Elm Street kids. You're like, come on, Fred. Come on, man. Admit you got a problem, Fred. Admit you got a problem. He's like, no, I don't. I promise. You guys are tripping.
Right. I'm sick, bird.
I'm sick, bird. Jesus Christ. No, I love it. That's great. But I mean that would be a fun way to bring him back, because like there's elements of a few movies that are like that are like kind of intriguing, kind of spooky. You know what I mean? The idea of that whole technological thing, and if the voice boxes and white noise, like he said, and those kind of things that are prevalent in ghost hunting today were used against someone in the reverse, like a progressive entrapment or a spirit box Ouija deal.
But
interesting.
I'm thinking the white noise machine that the parents put kids to sleep, that do the waves.
Yeah, something that stuff. They're all buying for their kids. Yeah, I like that.
A lot of parents buy these artificial noise generators and they play whale song and dolphins and waves and stuff to make the kids go to sleep. So the kid goes to sleep to this machine.
And you just hear
his is more of a Fred Krueger, aka Willy Wonka, making not candy but those machines. Yeah, that's insane.
Freddy comes through doing the fucking merengue, like back, bitch.
Wake up.
Yeah.
So dope. So dope. I mean, these characters were hit they hit the nail on the head so hard that they've made it, dare I say, near impossible to create something that could usurp or continue.
That's why I think you would have to go
national mainstream level like that.
Mm-hmm. No, I think
that's why it's crazy.
Most of the movies, when Scream hit, we fell into that cookie cutter sequence where all the movie theatrical posters look that way. Even a couple of our I don't want to call them universal monsters, but our wave of like, Leatherface and a few of those franchises fell victim to the same thing, the same kind of postering and the same cast where it's a bunch of pretty kids and they're caught in this dangerous situation. It's like, it was almost the same story being retold, insert this character or this monster.
Yeah.
And
different ways of murdering.
Right, because like I guess you could say history was determining that was what was making money at the box office. So like that kind of movie got regurgitated again and again, and it's like it's refreshing to see somebody who went rogue from that and was like, no, we're doing something different. Like there was a few of them, but that's why
the nunchucks.
She's getting in it. She's finding it.
But
I love that. Right. I think that's what it would take to bring it back. I really do. And I also love that Freddy Krueger is probably one of the only new age monsters that you could do that with too. Because you can't really do, because the fact that you close your eyes and he could be anywhere, that's already maybe Pin maybe Pinhead, and that's it. Like I can't.
That levels the playing field. That means it can happen to anybody.
For real though. And that's
where Michael Myers, it was like, as long as you ain't in the Strode family or in their neighborhood, you'll be all right.
You're good, right? We fine.
Right. I mean, can we stay away from campgrounds? Don't go to where you know this dude is gonna be on the night he's gonna be there, and it'll be all right. But Fred, he can show up anywhere.
Yeah, but I mean, from a pop culture perspective, there's not been another horror character who has penetrated as deeply possibly as Freddy. I mean, let's face facts. He is a child murderer who they sold kids Halloween costumes of.
And I mean, we could. I don't even want to take it a step because I wish we could just forget that part of the film. Yeah. Is that, you know, he was maybe a little Uncle Touchy at times.
Yeah,
that's what makes him ugly. That's right.
That's why I can't tattoo him on my fucking body because of that. Like, oh man, if we could just eliminate that lore of being there in any way, shape, or form, I would love that. But it is what it is.
But that's the, I mean, and again, yeah, 100%. But I think that's the part that Wes Craven put in that character.
But even on the remake, it seemed like they delved into it too much. Like, no, just leave it alone.
But I'll agree. Yeah, I don't know how they got to marketing children's costumes or having children's toys or whatnot. And
shit, they let us dress up like pirates, and pirates are the goddamn robbers and rapers of the sea. Like, well, how do we get there? Like,
I mean, fair.
Oh, he looks great. Look at him.
I mean, right? I mean, I suppose you're right.
Swashbuckler. They were terrors of the sea. Like, it's just.
It's like when I thought of that, though, I thought of it. It's more of the picture shows that, you know, the grandparents would have went to see, where there's like, you know, like when Sloth gets all hype and he's like, because he's watching the picture show with the pirate. It's like those are the pirates I envisioned that they were dressing the children at, not the I'm gonna cut your
pirates of Penzance
because you won't give me. No, I get you. but knowing the fact that Freddy's the same guy that I'm gonna cut your fucking leg off if you don't give me the, then yeah, it's the same deal. It's like, it's just as, it probably shouldn't happen. But the fact that it did is, I think, why so many people have a connection with that character for life, because Freddy is like one of the most iconic 80s things. Even it's spilling into the 90s, 80s, 90s, dare I say. I mean, the fact that he's still able to command that kind of an audience this late in the game.
He's generational. Like, my kids know who Freddy Krueger is. Absolutely. My mom knows who Freddy Krueger is. Your mom knows, you know, generational. And that is the sign of something great. Like, not always, I guess. But yeah, in this case, like that, you did the damn thing, dude. You created a character that is timeless. Timeless.
Well, they even had a 1-900 number where kids could ring up to hear messages from Freddy. I mean, so let's take a step back. Would you like to dial up this number for a child murdering paedophile to hear the message of the day?
And we were begging our parents for it. Please, I just want to hear him say murder me or something.
No, you know what it was? We all wanted to be scared. The same reason we go into a fucking haunted house when we're at Cedar Point or we're at Disneyland or wherever the fuck it is. You want to be scared. And we wanted to call that monster. There's a number George gave me to some fucking, it's a gimmick for a movie. And
it's a clown guy.
That clown guy, clown or something like that. And you can call this guy and there's a fucking voice message and leave a message, kind of like the old school Twiztid hotline. And it's just weird to know. And I think that's the same vibe. I think people would call it because they want to be genuinely scared.
Right. It was believed that people would hire him to come scare the shit out of their kids. That was awesome.
But when you put it in those classifications, like how he said it, it's like, it makes it's like the most horrible stain on the planet. You can't wait to wash clean off the planet. It's like when you paint it like that, that's what makes, I think that's what puts so much weight on that character.
Right. Absolutely. And it's like, didn't he? Fucking Michael J. What happened?
When you hear Robert Englund, like I heard a couple really like deep interviews. I mean, you can search for him and find him online and shit like that. But it's like there's a couple times where he addressed that topic, even more so now. And it was like, it's like how he dealt with it and how he uses it at times when you'll hear his words say it, the fuck what I say, but like, and how he used it at times in playing the character. And you hear that in hindsight now, and you're like, holy fuck. And you go back and you watch those scenes, and they're heavier too now. And you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
You know, like even
there's a lot of shit like that now is like, whoa, that used to play.
That was, very taboo, very, very strange, where we took it with a grain of salt because we were fucking kids, man. We didn't give a shit. We were like, there's a scary guy and it's terrifying. But our parents were like, what the fuck are they watching? You know what I mean? Like, holy shit. And yeah, man, it was deep. Good shit. Look at us. We turned out great.
Crazy.
Yeah, look at us. We turned out
great. We turned out great. Great. Hell yeah.
This great scene there. She's now sucked into the movie she's watching in the theater, and she can see she's asleep in the theater.
Absolutely. That might have been the money shot there, Paul. You said it was the Freddy buildup. I'm saying they split it between that, because when she did go into the screen, that was everything at that time. Like, I had never seen anything like, whoa, she got sucked into the fucking movie. Like, you know, once in the movie, it's very similar to what we've seen. But at that point in the theater, when everything is like being pulled and she's holding onto that plank, it's very Evil Dead at the end when he's holding onto the and it's coming for him. Fucking terrifying. I love it.
And one of our friends, Sparky John, just says, let's not forget that Lisa Wilcox played Missy in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, the first of the movies.
Nice call.
Hey, nice moves. There's what her seeing herself in the future, or the presentation of this could be your life forever kind of vibe.
Yeah. That's stuck.
He said just stuff, just creepy dream stuff.
Stuck. Oh, there's head pizza.
He said stuck. I'm sorry, Macy. Yes, there it comes.
Stuff.
It's still better than Domino's.
Yes.
Now, and everybody was like, oh, when he ate that fucking head.
Now, is it a Brussels sprout with sweet and sour sauce and a Barbie or a Ken doll head on it? It's the true question.
Right. It did look a little trusty brusty.
He killed it like a champion. He said, bottoms up, buttercup.
Like a champ.
Like a champ. Oh, damn. Here's one. Now, this is one of my favorite shits coming up.
Nuts.
And dare I say it, I keep finding more money shots, but this might be the bank too. This whole transformation with her. Oh man, forget about it. Yeah.
It's the elbows in a minute.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh shit. And again, nothing like groundbreaking, but shit used very well. Like even when he's looking in the box, like they did that so well. And it works, and it still works.
And anytime you go to lift a weight, when you go into bench press, you think of that.
Yeah.
Where's my spotter?
Absolutely. This, I get it, and it's very dreamlike, but this was annoying to me as a kid.
I remember that. We used to fast forward it, like, okay.
Remember, we did all the time.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Like, but I get it now. It holds up in the story, but it's like, oh man. Like you can't get to him. It was the
first time we had ever seen a film loop like that.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
But man, they're really pushing that.
And here,
and when he was in the weight, and you could see his reflection.
Yeah.
So,
so good, man. Such great shots.
Yeah.
Really and truthfully.
They really made do with what they had.
Uh-huh.
Because we know where technology is now, but to be able to do some of these things back then, bro, like we said, super expensive or super ninja tactics. It takes somebody that really wants to pull it off to rope himself. You're going to hang me from that roof, and I'm going to shoot it upside down, but you're going to turn me slightly when I'm doing it. That's the kind of stuff that pulls off timeless legends.
I bet you if we were to Google what the budget was for this, I bet you it was something good.
Here we go.
So Carla just says for the bench press scene with her arms breaking, it's not her, but a full body cast except for her head and neck. And she had to sit in that position for 5 hours. And the special effects were by Screaming Mad George.
Whoa. And if you look at her neck is longer than my neck. And I got a super long neck at that. And for your neck to be longer than mine, there's something weird there. There's something weird. Oh, here we go.
Oh,
this part used to freak Jamie out the most.
Oh, it's the rubbery arms.
And it's so
and just
good.
the bug arms.
it just works, man. It's so real. Another great shot.
Yep.
Kill it. Oh my God. And like,
the whole progression. And it's like you never
alien.
seen that coming.
I know, right? You know, it's supposed to be inside the Roach Motel, but it almost looks like Alien walking down the vibe. Like it's like there's some good cinematography on there.
I just never thought that that's where she was.
Hurry up, we gotta go.
All right, everybody, we're gonna fast forward for 3 seconds.
Right. For real.
There it is.
Oh.
They even got the hairs on the arm.
Even the shadows were intense.
Yeah.
For real though.
And she's just like, whatever. I got these cool new arms.
Here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. Oh shit.
But then this makes you wonder, is this what a cockroach is really going through in a roach motel, basically?
Really and truthfully, right?
That's what he gets. Oh, man. And shit like that, where faces would peel off, used to freak me out. The fly, shit like this, freak me out.
Holy shit, man. It's still good. It's still terrifying.
And
it's still like
in the loop.
Fly. It was, remember the Fly? It was fucking horrible. He puke on everything. It was that good. Like it looked real. Like that was some nasty shit right there.
Yeah.
We have to go. Stop it. Oh, and now there's another one in there, like just adding to the situation.
Oh, she's still got her human legs kind of flailing behind her.
Oh my God, there it is. See? It's just something simple.
Just that eye.
Oh my God.
Oh.
There it is.
Another power.
And you don't even know if you're asleep anymore.
Oh, you're rendered helpless. Okay. There's nothing you can do.
Man, I used to have this reoccurring dream about this witch. She would chase me under a crawl space into a porch and bite my legs, and it was horrifying.
Oh,
right.
She would literally bite me. I'd feel my legs.
You know, Freddy, the original concept for Freddy's face was like supposed to be loosely based on like a witch or inspired by.
Okay.
That could be a fun take on the character too, as like a loosely based storyline where he was like maybe some sort of a witch or some sort of a demon or some sort of, and the children were some sort of sacrifices in a sense to you know what I mean, some sort of power or becoming the dream master or whatever creepy witchy shit he's looking to get into.
Yeah, but don't forget, Freddy isn't the dream master.
Right. He's not, right?
No. Alice becomes the dream master because the dream warriors give their powers to the dream master because he's the dream demon.
I was going to say, but
she's like a Thanos in a nightmare, just collecting infinity stones.
Just snap, right. But I'm wondering, do we know, does Freddy want that power? Because like
he said earlier, he wants to use basically her, but he's using Kristen's power through her because he said, "Go fetch." He wants her to bring more people into the dreams because he can extend his reach through her.
There you go. Okay, because like he's contractually locked into just the Elm Street kids, but he can buffet through her. So he's like, "Listen here, I got a great plan, bitch." He's like, "Oh,
right."
shit.
She has to take a class on how to say bitch and when to say it because you can't say it all the time. It's just a few key moments. So she's got to go through bitch sessions.
Yeah, I mean, the easiest way to work it out is it's like Uber Eats don't deliver to your house. They deliver to a house 2 doors down. So you get them to place your order for you.
Right. Holy shit. I fucking love it.
That. All right. I can dig that.
I can dig that. Holy shit.
I think we're finally out of the loop now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's over. Of course, always too little, too late. Of course.
I was so scarred. I just kept waiting for it to do it again.
Yeah.
Well, she's not going to get hurt if she crashes that 80s Volvo.
That thing's made of solid steel.
Built to last.
They figured that out real quick. We can't keep doing that. These cars are built to last 40 years.
The question that I want to know is, at what point? It's not till later on until we learn that he's the son of 100 maniacs, right?
Yeah.
It's still you. Okay.
And how many other brothers or sisters does he have? He could go after them.
He could. He could have potentially lots of half brothers and.
Right.
I was going to say, spoiler alert, but in one of the movies, they imply that he had a daughter. That's a mind fucker.
Well, that is a mind.
I think for the subject of spoilers, I think the fact this movie is 33 years old, I think.
Right.
I think probably we're okay for spoilers.
Fair
enough.
It's not spoilers. I had to spoiled. Say it.
Yeah.
I feel it.
Oh, here we go. Montage.
You need a montage.
This song is actually a rock cover of a song that's an unreleased Go West song that's on the soundtrack called Don't Be Afraid of Your Dreams.
Really?
Yeah. And this version's never been released.
I was going to say, do you notice that like a lot of these great 80s soundtracks are really hard to get at? And you have to buy them like, you know.
Because of how they were stored. This shit was made on tape back then. If you didn't take care of it or transfer it and then, 500 backups.
Maybe. I don't know. It's weird though, because I remember for the longest time, I loved Night of the Demons. Like I love everything about it. I love the music. I love everything. And for a while, every time I would Google it, it would fucking you couldn't get it. It would say that it's not available. It's not available at all, or it's under some sort of litigation or something like that. And I just wonder in situations like that, I think there was just we need background music, just throw it in there. And then maybe something later down the line caused it to not come out. But it's a shame because some of those soundtracks are like really killer and they're great background music. And they
paint that scene, when you hear, exactly what part of the movie it is.
Absolutely.
I remember that where it became one and the same, where it's like if a movie didn't have a soundtrack, nobody even really cared about the movie.
Well, if you remember, movies used to always come out with two soundtracks, so a score and a soundtrack.
Yeah.
Yes, very true. Very true. And it wasn't for, it seems like it wasn't for like a while before they actually stopped doing that.
Jamie.
Yeah, there it is.
Bitch too. Get away from him, you son of a bitch. Like, all right, I see you've been taking the classes.
This is what's so cool. She's basically a fully fledged badass now. And she's said, right, I'm hunting Freddy. I've had enough of his crap.
She's got her leather on. She's got her studded bracelet, dude. I'm with her.
It's true.
That all said kick ass in the 80s.
It has very strong Nancy. It's Nancy. It's the embodiment of Nancy.
Yeah.
I love it. It's like
I agree.
Well, I think
she's making her proud. I would say she's probably making her proud. This was always fun too.
Well, a fact from Carla was the original intent from Nightmare on Elm Street 3 was at the end that Nancy was going to basically become the good version of Freddy.
Okay.
And would potentially have been appearing as sort of the dream angel if he's the dream demon.
Wow.
And I imagine how cool that would be. Kind of if Alice is kicking Freddy's ass and see Nancy stood behind her. That'd be.
Oh, that's actually kind of cool.
Right?
Like I like that. I liked how she was able to call her into the dream in 3 or whatnot. But I still that part was cool to me. I don't know about her being if she was a reoccurring character, that would be weird. Like I feel like she would be a level on a video game. Like you couldn't play that out. You have to make a choice with that. Like I'm gonna play the Nancy card. Like you're gonna play the Nancy card like I am.
You can't play the Nancy card.
And just start slapping Freddy around. Get home now.
But everybody loves the battle between good and evil. I think that's a really good idea.
Absolutely. Yeah, hell yeah. There's a lot of fun room there too. Supernatural where
Let's
you can
sing it together.
creepy choir of children.
Right? Yeah. Again with the kids.
Yeah.
Hey man.
You know who else was creepy? Was that Caroline from the Poltergeist?
Oh yeah, Caroline. Yeah,
she was creepy without trying to be creepy. That's what I like. When kids are creepy and they're not even trying, you're just, oh my god, get them away from me. Look at those backflips. into a karate kick.
Look how cool he was. He had his hand in his pocket and he was running at her like, come on, this is nothing. Like he just
another really cool creepy kid is the kid who plays Damien in Omen 2 when he's in military school.
Yep. You couldn't even have that name after that movie. You got judged if you had that name.
Man,
but it was Damien, okay, you go over there. That's your sandbox over there.
That's a whole nother type of horror. And that's like I love those equally. Like they're good, but I dare never compare them to this kind of shit because it's like or that kind of shit to be. It's like religious or over like there's some religious tones in Freddy, but that's Damien. Like when you get into that, like the final chapter or whatever, where he's like, you know, moving up in government and shit, and you're like, holy fuck, this is taking some weird shapes here, man. It's like we're Freddy, you know, it's like those storylines though are great.
Yeah.
Look at
Freddy's got no interest in politics.
She put the whip on him. She put the whip on him. She was like, let me show you this here. Hi, yeah. Right.
Andrew, do you watch these moves and you're like executed properly? Okay, she got a nice front teak.
Well, I did judo. She's doing some kind of kung fu or karate, so I wouldn't be able to really comment on too much judos, all that throws and holds. But I'd say she looks to be kicking well enough.
Right, it looks real. It doesn't look like they just used her because she's a dancer. It looks like she might actually know a little more.
She's gonna show you a couple moves about karate.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
I do like the fact that she just sort of flips back up to her feet and as if to say, "Yeah, is that all you got, Freddy?"
I love those shots too, with that big stained glass in the back and just the glove. And
it's rare to empower a woman in a horror movie. They're usually always the victim, and to empower one like that changed the game. That changed the game a lot. I think a lot more than we even realize.
Where does she rate in the final girls? Like, is she up on the list? Is she like one of the, you know?
I think I prefer Alice as a protagonist.
Yeah.
Over Nancy, to be honest. I think Nancy's cool, but I think Alice kicks more ass.
I agree. I think Alice.
I think if you looked at the two, you would be a little more worried of Alice than Nancy. Nancy, you'd want to take her out on a date. Like
Nancy's book smart.
Alice, you're like, I don't know.
Nancy's book smart. Alice is a bar fight. There's difference, you know. Nancy's trying to get in your taxes and mess you up.
And that's a question for the.
Like, you know, when I slashed his tires and carved shit in his seats, like there's a difference, you know.
Yeah. That's a question for the. That's a question for the chat. Oh, here you go. Carla's asking it now. How would our chat rate Alice amongst the girls? But as you were talking about sort of genres of horror, this is what I would like to call popcorn horror. And I don't mean that in a bad way at all. And popcorn's a big term we're using here. It's the kind of movie you would, there you go. You got some Pop Secret going. It's the kind of movie. It's the kind of movie you would sit around as you did with your friends watching and discussing. Damien is more, you'd sit there sort of thinking about it, processing what you're seeing.
Yeah.
Real. It's like,
I love that. It's loose.
As much as I would even throw like Changeling in there and those weird, or like, what was it? Ghost Story. Remember with like Fred Astaire was in it or whatever? That was just that creepy old timey horror where it just feels a different way. It's just a mood. The kids nowadays call it a vibe. It's just a mood. You put it on, feel a kind of way, and you're like, yeah.
There's certain movies that I watch just because of the film that it was shot on and the way that it looks. Yeah. For some reason,
that's the move, man.
Superman 2, that movie, the way that it's shot, the way that it looks, the colors in it, it trips me out because it makes me feel like I'm 10 years old.
Superman 2 is incredible. We've actually done watch parties with Sarah Douglas and Jack from the movies, and they are so incredible. Sweet. Jack is just the most incredible stories from Jack with his gangster family.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really, really interesting stuff.
There you go, Steve. A good shot of everybody getting back at Freddy. These demon boobs you see here coming up. There they are.
Wow. There they are.
There they are. I'm telling you. And then I just hear my mom, you act like you never seen a pair of boobs. And now I can be like, yeah, but not with you in the room. That was the creepy part, Mom. That was the creepy part. And there it is. It was all done like that. All I had to do is to locate the draw. All this shit. Done and done.
The power was in the children.
Epic. So epic.
Absorb it, eat it.
Yeah, no, let them see you. Hey, so
Let 'em
long,
go.
pal.
Yeah.
You
He
got
could've
all the
been like-
juice now.
And it was like a nightmare scenario for Freddy, wasn't it? Being ripped apart by his own
For real,
kind of
by his own devices.
Yeah.
Apropos, if you will.
I'm very, very, very just watch. Here goes more badassery.
Kick
She's
the
like,
glove. Kick the glove.
Yes. The new day. And you were like, that's it, man. Damn. There it is.
You were like, I need that leather bomber. I
mean,
need that
fair enough.
bomber.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I don't know that I'd be able to rock it with the collar up. I'm more of a collar down kind of guy, but I would have wore it all the same. Look at that
That's an
fucking
eighties- That's
She's
an
in
80s thing,
kick-ass
collar
mode.
up.
That door was just as massive when Freddie was standing, posing in it with his arm, looking all cool, like, hey. And it just, the lighting. And it now with the same light, it just looks like she's about to walk into heaven or something.
And to know how many lights they used to light that like that.
I know, right? Holy
That was
shit.
a hot scene.
And they're like, can we get that one more time? She's beating up.
No, right.
On
That's why
fucking-
she had the leather on. Got the skin from burning.
But going back to what you're saying about sort of popcorn movies, that's a big thing actually that's featuring here on our channel at the moment. In a couple of weeks, we're starting our, as we're referring to it, our summer of popcorn, where we've scheduled a series of movies every week, alternating between our horror and sci-fi communities. So give you a quick whistle stop of the films we've got on in the summer of popcorn. We've got Flight of the Navigator, Fright Night, Inner Space, Fright Night 2, Space Camp, Child's Play, Star Trek 2, Poltergeist, and then finishing with Star Trek 3. So just enjoyable.
Wrath of Khan.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I got put on the Star Wars by Jamie. Him and his grandpa his grandpa would take us to the movies to see him and shit like that, dude. It's just special moments. You know what I mean? That I'll never forget. Never forget. He took us to he took us to sci-fi convention, Star Trek convention.
He did.
It was dope, man.
Yeah. He had a very passion for sci-fi stuff, and it was just awesome that his love for Star Trek and all that was really killer.
Oh, there we go.
I'm back.
Okay, that's cool.
Hey, no worries.
Oh, all right. We are at the credits. I was like, my phone said it was gonna die.
No, we see that. I guess at the end of this one, that there's something up, but we know that the baby that she'll have will be in the next one coming up.
Yeah,
I believe he'll be the dream child.
So they promise. That's what they're promising. He will be. That actually will be our next watch party. We'll be covering for horror in 2 weeks.
That's awesome.
We're going to be showing some artwork, etc., from it. There's an amazing British poster. We'll hopefully put it on our socials. You'll see that for the UK theatres, and it shows a pregnant Freddy Krueger.
Oh, no way!
Yeah, we want posters. That sounds amazing.
We'll share the artwork on social media that we've seen. It's an old promotional poster from London that we found.
Wow. That's awesome. Well, you guys better have a good time because we had a blast doing this.
Yeah, we've had an amazing time with you guys here.
Thank you
for joining us. A couple more questions from our chat here.
And thank you, Carla.
Carla is the superstar. Carla is the unsung superstar of so many of our watch parties. Question from Aaron. What is your favorite sampler that you use? That's a bit technical. MPC?
We used to use the MPC, but the MPC was a little difficult. So we used to use rack mount sampler from Elise's, I believe. Just a Roland, old rack mount. It was easier.
MPC was the old days when there were the pads and you had to cut something up, so you'd have to hit it in time. So on the first half, and we know
I just use
was a
audio
master
hijack.
Yeah. Nowadays it's way easier, but in that time it was like, I want to say $2,500 in money at that time, which was seemed like $1 million. Great stuff.
That's so cool. Well, as we come to the end, guys, just want to hand over to yourselves now. It's been absolutely phenomenal having you on. I've had a great time. It's been so much fun just talking about this fun movie, talking about life, just hanging. So cool.
Absolutely.
Now the world is getting a little better, hopefully. where can our fans see you in person coming up? What have you
we
got?
We have a convention coming up in August called Astronomicon. You can check that out. It has its own Instagram and everything. You can follow
sharing the link.
Yes, please. Twiztid on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook.
Yep.
What else do we have? We have a string of 4 or 5 shows on the East Coast in October.
Getting ready to get back into it. Yeah, easing our way into it. We have a Halloween show, Devil's Night in Detroit. And again, like Paul said, Comic-Con is the big event we have coming up. It's a pop culture event spanning everything from wrestling to horror, and just a great community of people who love pop culture stuff. And it's a chance to meet. It's a chance to meet and like frolic with, like, you know, your heroes and stuff like that. So all the people that we bring there are like all about that vibe and appreciate being appreciated. And it's just seriously, if you can, we appreciate you share that and tell people about that, because if they can make
we just released a song with Spencer from Ice 9 Kills called Envy. That's on all the digital outlets.
Oh, that's great big. Too. Real man.
So cool. Well,
trying to keep very busy.
Thank you for joining us, guys. It's been absolutely phenomenal. We've got the chat just exploding with thanks for you here in our private chat area. They're saying it's so amazing. It's been like watching a film with a bunch of friends. So, you know,
that's awesome.
Everyone. So absolutely
well, hopefully
awesome.
You'll have us again.
Yeah, let's do it again.
Hopefully we will. I really can't wait for it. So what we'll do is we will say goodbye to the audience for now. So bye-bye to everyone. And we'll be joining you in 2 weeks.
Thank you, guys.
Me, not the guys here. And we'll be watching Nightmare on Elm Street Part 5, The Dream Child. So until then, we'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye-bye, everybody.
See ya.